What time is it?
Talk the real with a certified yapper. Conversations about the latest and the greatest in the world. We can talk about that man, or you can tell me about old girl. Got a secret, hey, don't lay it on me. You need a friend, I'll be your big homie. Let's take a sip and talk it out. Therapy without the couch. On the rocks is what you need. Come toast reality with me, hey. Now tuned in to Rhonda on the Rocks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. We are in season 3. Woo! It's coming up on 1 year that Rhonda on the Rocks has existed. In about a month, it'll be a full year that I've been taking a chance on myself. And so I am really happy to just be here. I have an amazing guest today.
Where are they? Are they coming in the room soon?
Is the amazing guest in the room? The amazing guest in the room. Yes, the amazing guest is in the room, and he is sitting right here beside me. This is my good friend Richard of, I don't know, like 10 years at this point. Yeah. We met doing the Lord's work at a school. Yes. And every so often, I would come in his classroom and give him greetings. Grace and peace.
Grace and peace. Grace and peace.
Yes, but Richard has been my friend. He has been my prayer partner. He has been my moral compass. There have been times where I've had to lean on him because I was about to do something crazy. And he has talked me down. Yeah. So welcome to the Rhonda on the Rocks
podcast.
Thank
you so much for having me. I am beyond humbled. I am just so grateful to be here to share with you, my good friend. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
For things beyond this podcast, but specifically for this time and this place, this podcast. Like,
you're gonna make me cry, and we're just getting started.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Truly.
So we also have this Kleenex as a special guest with us today because Richard and I both don't mind shedding a tear. And once we dive into our topic today...
We've already shed a tear before we started.
We did a whole hour pre-show.
Yes.
And we've already shed a tear. And so, yes, I'm just so excited to have you. Thank you for being willing to share your story, being willing to, drive all the way here. Because I know I'm not no stone's throw away. But I appreciate you coming all the way out here to be a part of my dream, which is to be a podcaster and be a full-time podcaster and do this for real.
You are living it, baby.
Yes, I am. And
can't wait till we go to Cabo.
I was just about to say that. You and your Holy Ghost. Because I was just about to say, we are going to
Cabo!
And I can't wait.
And we're going to give the Lord praise. All the way. Hey. Glory to his name. Don't get started.
Please.
We just came out of prayer.
We just came out of prayer.
So forgive us.
Just came out of prayer. All right. So on the rocks tonight, we are both having water. And if you have been following Rhonda on the Rocks, if you have been following Rhonda Reimagined, then you understand why I am not drinking alcohol tonight and won't be drinking alcohol for the foreseeable future. And that's going to take us right into our first segment, which is the Weekend Rundown.
Okay, Weekend Rundown.
Yes. On June 24th, 2025, I laid on a table because I was not able. Okay. My mantra is, if you're not able, get on that table.
Get on that table.
And that's exactly
after
what
you've done all you can. Don't stand. Lay on the table.
That's it.
Amen.
After you've done all you can.
Hey, and you did a lot.
I did Ozempic.
You did run well.
I was running for Jesus a long time. And I didn't get tired.
You got tired, yeah. But you had done all you could.
I had done all I could.
Yeah. You were no longer in your own strength.
No. So I laid prostrate before the surgeon and his team. And I had vertical gastric sleeve surgery.
Yes. I'm so proud of you.
And it has been life-changing in so many ways. I do not regret my decision. I'm actually very glad that I made this decision because I feel like the trajectory of my life has transformed because of this
100%.
decision. And because I know that Rhonda on the Rocks podcast is going to go global, I have to be ever so ready. Yeah. Right?
You have to be fit to serve.
Huh? Say it again.
Fit to serve.
I have to be fit. To serve.
Gotta be, yes.
And so I know that because of where I'm going, I had to be the healthiest version of myself. And the way that I was going was not the straight and narrow. Yeah. I was going to hell. Yeah. Health-wise. Truly. Yeah. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and it was really shameful. I felt so much shame to say, like, I am diabetic. Y'all didn't know. Y'all had no idea. Bitch was sick, seeing double, looking at a menu, about to order a drink I can't even see. I'm like, give me a lemon drop.
No idea.
Yeah. And so, you know, I was able to get all of those things managed, but I wanted to be able to maintain it. And because I know Rhonda on the Rocks, I knew that I needed something that was a little bit more permanent. I needed a bigger tool. Sometimes you can't just use a hammer. You got to use a drill. Okay? I needed a drill. Why they exist. Exactly. That's why these tools exist. So anyway, I had vertical gastric sleeve surgery. I am 3 weeks post-op today. I am down about 35 pounds.
I see it when I came in the door. I said, Rhonda. Because like I obviously I follow Rhonda Reimagine. Like we've been in communication. I see like Rhonda on the Rocks posts, etc. And so I see it, but like to see it in person, like it's like Rhonda, your face. Yeah. So stop. Like literally. And you were like, are you kidding with me right now? I was like, no. Yeah. Yeah. One thing, I mean, you know me well enough to know I don't just fire off compliments to people. So it was real. It was real. Like I was experiencing in real time, like the amount of progress that you've made being 3 weeks post-op today. So like, yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I know that body dysmorphia is a thing, and I'm fighting for my life to not fall into the typical bariatric surgery hellholes or potholes, I should say, that people experience along the journey. And so I'm trying to be super mindful of all of these things, but I took those pictures today and posted them, and I was like, I look like I did last summer. Like, I don't see... Now, last week's pictures, I was like, okay, honey, I see it. Suddenly today, I was like, I shouldn't even post these because I don't see any weight loss. But people say they see it, and I'm sure that other people will see it before me. But the body dysmorphia is a whole thing. But anyway, long story short, I had weight loss surgery. I can't wait to eat some real food. I think about chicken wings every damn day. And don't let nobody tell you that when you have weight loss surgery, you're never hungry again. That's bullshit. If you don't get enough protein, bitch, that stomach gonna growl. I don't give a fuck how small it is. It's gonna growl. And it's gonna be loud, and you're gonna feel it. So that's where I'm at right now.
Put that to be it.
Please, let me put this myth.
It's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
It's not the truth.
I'm hungry as I sit here right now. But the thought of like eating a lot of food is what I don't want. I just want to be satisfied now. So that's the difference. Like if I drink some of this water, it will go away.
Yeah.
But because I'm only on liquids, everything moves through me so fast, it's hard to kind of keep up. And then you trying to like, your cells is trying to absorb water. It's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
Your whole body is different.
Yeah.
It's literally
your life is different. But I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Your life.
Yeah. I got in the car the other day and put my seatbelt on, and I'm like, why am I so far from the steering wheel?
Yeah. Stuff like that.
I had to move my seat up.
Like
I said, bitch, not your belly was so goddamn big.
Yes, I remember the first time when I lost a good amount of weight for my own health.
Yeah.
The first time I was on a flight. And I had never gotten to the point where I used an extender or needed an extender.
Oh, I'm extender.
But let me be very clear. It would be a suck in to clip it. Now it's in there. Okay, now we can relax. It's on there. It's tight. But baby, the first time I had to tighten it, I said, "Oh my God, glory to His name, glory out of you." That was probably points. But yeah, but like no, like those non-scale victories, things like that. Like when you posted about the crossbody bag, stuff like that. People don't understand. Hey, if you don't, they say. You don't know what freedom feels like if you ain't never been bound.
Man.
You don't know what freedom feels like if you ain't never been fat.
Okay.
And we've been there. And we have seen each other through some highs and lows.
Yes. Highs.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
I was 3-something to be something.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And our big ass shirts.
Big ass. And she wasn't wrong. Friend.
We're not even going to say your name because we know how you feel about that now.
We ain't going to say Genesis jokes. We're not going to say what she said about us when we was at our biggest, the largest. Okay? This girl. She didn't even. She dragged us without even dragging us. Dragged us.
That was so funny, but yeah. No, we've been there.
Yeah. And so now the non-scale victories is what keeps me going.
Yeah.
That is what has sustained me doing a liquid diet for 30 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I can take that crossbody and not I was at church Sunday and had enough nerve to slip off my shoulder.
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. That's the same thing when I had to tighten the seatbelt. Pull that strap. I used to have to pull that buckle. Then I have to pull that strap. See? He shifted some things.
This is so dumb.
Okay.
No, but I mean, when that crossbody slipped off my shoulder a little bit, I said, "Oh."
I'm telling you, I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I've been there.
Yeah, and so for those of you,
keep on keeping on.
Yeah, those of you listeners who are out there who are on your fitness, whatever your reason is.
Yeah.
I want to say to you, if you ain't able, get on that table. Mm-hmm. If you can't do it, somebody else can. Get you a good job. Get you some good insurance.
We all need somebody
to lean on. We do.
Songwriter said.
That's what the songwriter said.
Yeah.
Yep. Get you some good insurance.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been more than my weekend. That's been the last 30 days of my life. What about you?
Oh, yeah. So, I'll just talk about the weekend. I had a really busy weekend.
Okay.
But it was so fulfilling. So I spent a lot of time with family. I was at church. So ironically, we talk about church.
Yeah.
I was at my church. Mm-hmm. I was at my family's church. Then I left and went to a friend's party. So I got to spend a lot of time with people that I love, even though I was like exhausted afterwards. But like, that's the thing that makes me feel the best is when I'm around, people that I love. So I had a really good, fulfilling weekend there.
Good.
And it was also just very. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but like just yeah.
I love a busy weekend, but when I reflect on it, I'm like, I had a really good time.
It was really good. It was a really good time.
Yeah.
And fortunately, but unfortunately, the weekend for me started Thursday night.
Okay.
And so it just kept going because I had family that came in town, and so it was just like,
And you thought you was in college. You thought you was 22.
When I met up with them Thursday night, I said, y'all do know it's school night, right? I got things to do in the morning. And still I was there until 3 a.m. So
Woo!
yeah, we had a good time.
Do you ever feel like, well, I know this to be true, so I'm just gonna ask you to share your experience.
Okay.
We just can't do what we used to.
Oh, no. I have text messages right now where I was telling people like yesterday was very difficult for me. Like I could not even get out of the house until like 9 p.m. yesterday. And at that point I had to because I had to go and find food. But yesterday was, I could not, I was like, I'm paying for this. Mm-hmm. Like I've been going hard since Thursday. Mm-hmm. Like we went to the Passport Vibes in Hyde Park. That was, it's so amazing. I love that festival. I was like, I can't do what I used to do the way I used to do it and bounce back.
And that concerns me a little bit because my goal, so technically they recommend that you don't consume alcohol until like 6 months after surgery. Okay. Which works out perfectly for me because my birthday is 6 months after surgery. Yes. But I'm also like, girl, what you gonna do? Because
you're gonna have a half a shot and be like
how
we used to be.
Like how we used to be. Like every other birthday party that I've had in this very home.
We have had some amazing times. That's why I was like, when you talk about thank you, first of all, Rhonda will always say, thank you for driving all this way. And it's like, it be worth it. We have a good old time. Yes. We got to have a plan. Yeah. We're going to get back, but.
Yes. Yeah. And so I'm glad that you're here because I decided earlier today, and now everyone knows, I'm going to have a 1-year Rhonda on the Rocks celebration in August. Yes. So do not go to New Orleans. Do not go out of town. Do not go to have church plans and go see Valencia sing and all of this stuff. Do not do any of that because you have to be at my party. Because what you did not do is come to my birthday party in 2024. I've forgiven you because I put it in the sea of forgetfulness. Because that was last year.
Okay, I want to clarify something though.
Go ahead.
Remember, before the party was planned, the trip was booked. That was a trip that I took. It was a cabin trip. And I had been paying on that for like 8 months in advance or something crazy like that. And it so happened to be, because your birthday fell like in the middle of the week, did it not?
No, it was on a Saturday. It's fine.
Well, thank you for your forgiveness.
My birthday was on a Saturday. All right. I'm glad that you had an amazing weekend.
Thank you.
So we're going to move into the next segment, which is called Love Bites.
I'm mad. I have to go to work. I have to earn a living. I'd rather have a private income and get laid well and often.
And the reason why this conversation is going to be funny to me is because I feel like we grew up the exact same.
Yeah. That was one of the things that bonded us early on. Was like
very early on
being church kids. Like one thing about it, whenever I meet somebody in their church, it's like it's an instant bond because the experience of growing up in the Black Pentecostal church is so
growing up Black already
correct is one
us.
Yes, and then the deeper layer, the inner circle of the identity map, because y'all know I'm an equity practitioner, right? So like big circle growing up Black, and the smaller circle growing up Black and in church, and then the smaller circle from that is your family members are in the pulpit. Oh goodness. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
So much to talk about, and so much to unpack. Yeah, because I feel like these conversations don't happen enough in a space where it's like, that was actually crazy. It's funny. I don't feel like I didn't turn out okay because of it. I know that I won't do that with my children. Yes, but it really wasn't that bad. Like when you look back on it, it's like our parents were kind of crazy.
Yeah, and if you look even further back, it's like parents were actually worse.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah. So,
they weren't even going to the movie theaters.
Because why would you be able to see a film?
Because you cannot sit in the seat of the scornful. And you don't know who was sitting there before. So you could, And I even have heard stories about like elders in my family was like not able to play with marbles because the Bible said marvel not, and they thought like marble like. So it's all. I can tell you some things that red lips. Okay, come on.
The
Don't
black
get me
church
started.
is so
The
embarrassing.
black church is,
So embarrassing. So much
something
so
else.
that I grew up, and I don't know what like conversations about sex or dating or anything like that was in your household. But I'm gonna tell you how it went on Edward Drive.
Okay.
You're gonna get pregnant, and if you ever kill a fetus, you're gonna die early. I'm like, what are you even talking about? What exactly is a fetus? I don't even know.
I don't even know.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. The whole sex talk came out of fear. There was never any education. It was, God is going to be mad. I'm going to put you out. Yeah. You're not going to be able to live here because damn an STD. We're not even going to.
That was never even a conversation. Didn't know what that was until health at school.
I was in 10th grade when I found out what an STD was.
That part was never even up. But it was tied to like the spiritual part and not the natural part. Like all of those things.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What are you even talking about?
It was even like if you have sex, like that's just unforgivable because that can never be changed or reversed. Like I have seen where cousins of mine who were like teenage mothers had to stand up in front of the church and apologize to us. You've done nothing to me. That actually has nothing to do with me.
Nothing. And I'm laughing. I'm not even sure why I am laughing uncontrollably. But like what?
I'm literally looking at two different instances in my mind's eye right now from when I was significantly younger.
Yeah.
Wherein it's like in the middle of service, like, okay, sister, insert my cousin's name here, needs to address the church. Come on, like, I apologize. I got what? Apologize to God and go forth and sin no more.
Please.
It's that simple.
It's really that simple.
But I think to your point about like fear, like that just, I mean, obviously it connects to like the slave experience and like all of the things, but it's just like
right.
Fear actually is not.
It's not who God is.
A deterrent, and it's not. No, love is who God is.
Exactly.
But
we forget that.
Yeah.
Like that young lady, that video that went viral of the young lady who had to stand up in front of her church and apologize for getting pregnant.
Yes.
And the pastor
yes.
across the pulpit tells people they better not throw her no baby shower.
No, all of that. That was, I remember.
We love a baby shower. Yeah. It's nothing, baby. I can't wait till I can eat meatballs because I want them made just like they were made at a baby shower.
It'd be that punch for me.
That frappe.
Like the church punch.
Yeah, they dip that cup in there. Yeah.
With the sherbet.
Come on.
And the I don't know how to make it, but I know how to eat it.
Sherbet and
I know how to eat it. I don't know how they make it, but I know how to eat it.
Yeah. I love a pasta salad from a baby shower.
Hey, baby shower food is the best part.
It genuinely is. Yeah. Damn the mom and dad. And y'all matching Burberry.
Yeah.
We not studying that.
Yeah, please don't.
But
a good cupcake to finish.
Huh? At the end, take me back that sweets table.
Yeah.
Y'all have gotten so advanced now. Y'all dipping pretzel rods, Rice Krispies, cake pop.
I mean, this is obviously off topic, but I am amazed at how advanced baby showers and prom send-offs have gotten over the years. Wow, this is. And
it'd be this right here. This.
We are celebratory people.
Very.
But baby, we takes it to infinity and beyond.
Baby, we will go get a payday loan.
Mortgage our house.
For a prom send-off.
I've seen it. We've seen it happen.
Time and time again.
We have seen it happen at the schoolhouse.
The ones who was under me, my very own.
Yeah.
They mamas and daddies.
And that is in the camera with the cash. Give your mama that back. That rent was due.
Please.
3 days ago.
It was due.
Because your prom is on June 8th and the rent got to be paid by the 5th at the latest. Get that back.
Please.
She got to take that to the office.
She has to take it to the
and
office.
And that's okay. Listen, I'm not knocking anybody. I don't want to come off as like a black elitist or anything or classist or whatever. But come on. It becomes a lot.
And I always...
Because we don't keep that same energy when they graduate from college.
No. And what always confuses me is like, and we're going to get back to our topic, but what always confuses me is like, when kids go on prom and people be like, congratulations! For what? Because you're going to a dance?
They met the requirements, I guess. I don't know.
Why are we saying congratulations on your prom?
Yeah.
What did you accomplish? Congratulations is for when you have accomplished something. As far as I'm
earned something.
You earned something.
Yeah, Yeah.
Child. Our parents would never. Okay, growing up in church, you just didn't get that kind of that wasn't going on. I remember never being able to even mention like dating growing up. When I hear about friends who's like, yeah, I've had a boyfriend since I was in high school. I had some boys that I liked, but it was something I kept here. I wouldn't even write that shit in a journal. Yeah. Because God forbid my parents read that. Yeah. And it all came from this like, your body is, for God and, all of this. And it was like everything that we did, church was the anchor. Mm-hmm. And it was like, what about just being a family? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We already say grace before we eat. Mm-hmm. We already, we're doing all of the things. What about just being people?
Yes.
I had more church clothes growing up than I did clothes just for, school.
Yeah. And even with that, there is a kind of indoctrination that happens where it's like your Sunday's best. That bleeds out into the week, too, to where, you always feel like you have to put your best foot forward. And, can't let people see you sweating. Can't let you see you cry. And then you have, this separation or this dissonance when it's like, I look great, but everything ain't great. And I'm scared because fear is being used. And I'm not feeling the love. And then all those things kind of pile on top. And it's like, what does this even mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I think in my adulthood, being able to separate church culture, because at the end of the day, church is a culture, right? It's an institution. It's all of those things. And when you grow up in church, especially when you grow up with the proximity to the pulpit that we have, you see the behind the scenes, right? Talking about the Wizard of Oz, you see the man behind the curtain. You see those things, and you can have this dissonance of what I see and what I experience. Not to say that our people living a lie or act wild and out during the week and then acting holier than thou on Sunday. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just when that human part and that spiritual part are constantly at war, you start to kind of lose sight of or grasp of okay, what am I actually experiencing in reality, and what am I supposed to actually be pursuing or doing or whatever. And so that's why then relationship has to trump the culture.
For sure.
And then that goes to what we see in the church of today, where people say oh, well, everything goes and this, that, and the other. But I would argue that it's more that culture has shifted and relationship has taken more of a center seat. But
and I wish honestly that would have been the case growing up. And I know that I operate in romantic relationships the way that I do because of how I was raised. And I'm not saying that it's good or bad, but I'm not saying that it's good or bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that I didn't really have a real romantic relationship until I was fully grown. And I didn't really know what to do. I knew how to fuck good, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I somehow was an expert at that straight out the gate. You know what I mean?
Some things you're born with.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. It wasn't Maybelline for me.
Maybelline, if you want to give us a brand deal big enough
To take
us to Cabo.
Come on, maybe.
That would be okay.
Maybe, baby.
Thank you.
Another one. Thank you. But yeah, I didn't really know how to operate in a relationship. Like my parents were married growing up, but I felt like the crux and the basis of their relationship was based off of church, especially because they're ministers and then they became pastors. So everything was about the church. And I would occasionally see my parents be quote unquote normal or regular, but it was like, well, we can't dance and we can't do this. And I'm like, so what are y'all doing? Just pastoring?
Yeah.
Because sometimes y'all don't be locked. What y'all be back there doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have to be doing something, but I feel like it just was always this fear of like something is going to happen to you if you get too far into the world. And it's like, I wanted my parents to trust how they raised me. When you old, you won't depart from it. That's the same word.
The same word
that you have taught us to believe. Do you actually believe that yourself? And so I struggled, and I would venture to say in some ways I still do struggle when it comes to romantic relationships, because I'm constantly, it's the anxiety of it all that developed from being a kid when romantic love was seen as wrong unless you were married. And it's like, well, how the fuck am I supposed
to get to that?
How am I supposed to get there?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to get there? And then you're not even teaching me correctly. Like, you just telling me a whole bunch of stuff to try to deter me, which it worked for me.
Yeah.
It deterred me. I was fearful. Fearful.
Yeah, me too. I feel like, in general, just like fearful to do anything. Like I remember, like, it's so crazy, but like I had friends that when I was in 8th grade, it ended up being like, I think 15 people that got suspended one day because they were drinking alcohol on the playground out of a clear water bottle.
Jesus.
And I was there and I was around. And I was offered it. And I was scared because of everything that I had learned in church. I'm like, no, I can't do that. If I take one drink, I don't know. Like, I mean, even when I was in preschool. So dumb. When I was in preschool and they was teaching us about like dare and drugs and like all of the whatever, I remember saying like, it's people in my family on drugs. And what I was talking about was people on my dad's side of the family smoked cigarettes. But they said that cigarettes was drugs. So I'm like, yeah, I got people in my family on drugs and they call home. Like, so, you know, like the fear, like, became the deterrent. And it's like, you're not actually, like, living. Like, that's not a real deterrent. Because fear isn't real anyway.
Exactly. So. And I think, too, I grew up with brothers, right? I was the only girl. So the way that I was parented in terms of like sex, dating, relationships was substantially different than my brothers.
Because I've never seen a male stand up in church and apologize for
ever.
A woman pregnant. I've never seen that.
No. Because the girl be standing up and the daddy be on the drums.
On the drums. Yeah, she in the choir stand and he on the drums and she got to sit down while she pregnant, but he still rat-a-tat-tatting away.
Just beating the drums
Beating the drums. Like he was beating... No.
Beating it pussy up.
Uh-oh.
Beating them drums. Yeah. That's why he was beating that pussy up and now she got to sit down.
She got to sit down.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
And so I know that should I become a parent, which that is a desire of mine. Now that I got this new body, it don't have to come from me. It can come from the orphanage or the foster care. DCFS, they can give me one. It probably won't come from...
Candy Birds can give you up with a surrogate.
Okay? It don't have to come from this vessel.
Yeah.
It's still going to be mine. Shout out to those who are adopted. I'm adopted, so shout out to us. But I know that I want to be fair when it comes to having this conversation about sex and love with my kids. I want them to know God, but I also want them to know that God gives us the power of choice.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Sex ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
Good ass time. You know what I'm saying? I've heard, and eyes have seen, ears have heard. Okay, the great things that Dick has in store for me. Okay, what I'm saying is,
right? The business make it plain.
Make
what
it
you
plain.
said is,
what I'm saying is, it is okay to tell your children the truth, even if they're growing up in church.
Yeah, because what will end up happening is, let me speak for myself.
Okay.
What I think in my own spiritual journey, it was like, you say you want your kids to know God, but I think going about it in the way that some of the experiences that we've had, that we've even talked about here in this space, is like, you end up knowing church.
Yes.
And not knowing God. Because
Very
that you have to experience and discover for yourself. And I will honestly say that I don't think it was until like my late high school years that I like began to know God, and not just God in the parameters of the Grandel Church of God in Christ, which is where I was born and raised. So like, for context, like, you know, y'all saw the Clark Sister movie.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Like, that is real, you know? And like generations of that in my family. And so like, yeah, it's you have to get to a place where like you are able to separate the two and know God. Because that's actually the goal. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know God through you or through what you have taught me and experienced. Like, that's a starting place, obviously. Like, that'll help me along my journey. But like, until I know him for myself, what you saying and what you're trying to keep me from and all of that, like, then I'm just doing it just to be doing it, and I'm not doing it to like glorify God or because I feel a conviction in my own personal relationship and walk with God. So it becomes different.
Yeah, and I think too, that's when we kind of go down this road of like, PKs are the worst ones, and PKs this and PKs that. No, actually, we're doing just what everybody else is doing. It's just that you can see me because I'm on a pedestal. That's the only reason. That's the only difference. I'm literally doing what my peers are doing, and the other youth that's sitting in these
doing it with them.
Yeah, I didn't bring the clear water bottle. There's no alcohol in my home for me to bring it.
I have that in my house.
But they went to Auntie's house and took that entire bottle of gin off that bar and brought it down to the basement of the church, and we all in the baptism pool getting fucked up. And nobody knows. We didn't put the lid over our head. Nobody even knows. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that it could.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I've been to a convocation.
I've been in the back of a church van. I didn't do anything until I was out of my parents' house.
Yeah.
But other people did. They weren't on their knees praying, I'll tell you that. In that 15 passenger, because why would you be on your knees in a 15 passenger van? For any reason.
It's for all of us.
It's space for all of us. You don't even need to get on your knees to tie your shoe. Pull your foot up by where you at. Strap up your boots. You strapping up something else.
Yeah. But
yeah, so
such were some of us.
Yeah, so I hope that one day God will bless me with a husband that understands this, because again, you don't know freedom unless you have been bound. You don't know what it's like to be fat unless you've been fat. You don't know what it's like to grow up in church and be a PK unless you have been it. And you can be next to someone and in proximity of someone who has experienced it. But until you go behind that closed door.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing for me, like, it wasn't even, like, not my parents, but, like, my first cousin, you know, my aunts and uncle, like, it's still, like, Yeah.
Yes. And, I mean, everywhere you turn, everywhere you turn. And then I felt like, I'm going to say this and we're going to move on. I felt like other people's beliefs influenced how my parents raised us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad's side of the family, him and all of his siblings are all Church of God in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is non-denominational.
Okay.
And she's way more, even to this day, way more just like liberal. Because she, I guess liberal is the right word, but it was a battle with them because my dad felt like I needed to wear dresses 24/7. And my mom was like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Because also you're sending her to school. She's also younger than everybody.
Yeah.
Now you sending her to school with dresses down to the floor. She's already like, why would you even want her to be bullied like that?
Yeah. See, my experience was a little bit flipped in terms of the side of, because my mom's side of the family is Church of God in Christ. My dad's side of the family is Baptist.
Okay.
And so like a lot more liberal. Like even my great grandma, God rest her soul, who I miss so much, missionary mostly. She would have a beer every now and then. And I knew that she was, and the crazy thing is, like, I promise you, I believe in like spiritual gifts and mantles and all of the things. Like, I know that my prayer life is a reflection of her. And she was Baptist, you know. And to see that this lady could, I mean, war room to God in prayer. Like, I remember there would be New Year's Eves where, like, she would always, at 11:55, she would go on her knees and start praying. And then at 12 o'clock, when it was over, she'd get up, she'd thank the Lord, she'd go have a beer. And I'd be like, because of the culture side of me, which is why I grew up in the culture church, so I'm like, girl, you can't do both of those. That's mutually exclusive. You just canceled out your prayer.
And whole time God is like, girl, turn up. Turn up.
Because I know you know me.
I know you know me.
And I know you too. What is to say God knows my name?
Hello. I knew you was going to have that beer once you got up off your knees. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's just.
Let me ask you this. So, since we talk about relationships and spirituality and all that, how important is it for you that the person you're dating has a relationship with God? And let me tell you where that's coming from. So, for me, if I'm being fully transparent, I used to kind of like water down or like not fully expose or indulge the person that I'm dating to like how big a part of my life God and church are. Because the reality is, like, yes, I said like church is a culture and all the things, whatever. Like, when you won't depart from it. We talked about earlier my weekend, right? Like, I was at my church, then I went to my family church. Like, church is going to always be a part of my existence and a part of my life. Like, I don't know that there will ever be a time where I'm not. Well, there was a time, which we'll talk about later. But I don't know. I don't know that there ever will be a time where like I'm not in church multiple times a week or like whatever. And like, can you, as my partner, do you have the capacity to allow me to do those things that are like a part of my culture, my heritage, my existence, my way of life, like that? Like, we can go to brunch on Sunday, but I mean, I can miss church every now and then, but I'm gonna need to have some Sundays where I'm in the house. Yeah. So like, how does that show up? How do you?
So I have gone back and forth over the years with that, and I think that at some points in my life, I just wanted to date. I just wanted a man. So I really didn't give a good goddamn what you were doing. You know, I wanted you to have some faith base, but similar to you, I would water it down. I didn't really want to fully expose that. You know, prayer is my mantle. Yes. It is at the core of who I am.
Part of how we are so connected with that prayer life.
Yeah. And so I would kind of shy away from that because I felt like it would seem weird or it would like run that person away. Then I've been on the opposite end of the spectrum where I'm like, first date, do you know God? And what do you know about him? And do you have a relationship with him? Do you go to church? What's the name of your pastor? How long have you been there? Did you grow up in church? And it was like, slow down, low down. Like, that's not even necessary right now. Then I kind of like was in the middle where like, as long as he's spiritual and, you know, he doesn't necessarily have to go to church and all of this. But me today, 2025, Rhonda, you have to go to church. Yeah. You have to fellowship. Yeah. If you work some Sundays, I get that. But I want to worship with my spouse. I want my spouse, my partner, to be able to cover me in prayer. And they have to know what that means. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not in a place anymore to teach or train someone. You got to kind of already got to come with it, like you come with that job.
Yeah, now we can grow together, but you have to come with a certain level of...
Absolutely. We're always going to be growing in our relationship with Christ. Yeah. But hopefully that growth is bringing us together. But straight out the package, you don't know nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say that in my last relationship, that was the first relationship that I experienced where we would like pray together. And I think that strengthened our bond. Like our natural bond was strengthened by that, because when it's like, you know, damn it, I had a terrible day, or I'm going through this or whatever, and the response would be like, oh, let's pray. Or like, you know what to do. You need to pray and get that up off you, like that type of thing. And I think that, like I said, it brought us closer together naturally. So I think that moving forward, like in relationships to come, which I ain't got that many left. Yeah. In relationships to come, like I do feel like that's going to have to be a part of that. So that's kind of where that question or wondering came from.
Yeah, I think too, I just have to make sure, because I get really excited when I date men or find men or meet men who actually do have a relationship with God. And sometimes it kind of overshadows
the other pieces,
the other things.
Yeah, the red flags.
Right. Because now I am fixated on Jesus and I'm looking to the hills from which comes my help, and he don't have a car.
I ain't trying to get one.
You see what I'm saying? So it's stuff.
You want to drive your car.
And I've been there, done that. It's not going to happen again. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, that's why I have to allow God to do it. I genuinely have to allow, and I just told you this before we hit record, like, I'm just going to be patient and wait on God. Because when I do it in and of myself, I've had this podcast not even a full year, and y'all have heard about some of the craziest things that I have experienced with dating.
And some of them, but particularly me as a friend of multiple years, I have experienced some things like some. Yeah. Like even before you even started podcasting. Yes. Like, that, like, you're lying. That did not happen. Yes. And then here you go, no, read this. Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, at this point in my life, I know what I desire, but I really want if my desires don't align with God, then I'm good. And I know that some people who are listening to this podcast are probably surprised about how much I'm talking about church and God and my prayer life, but this is who I am, and this is what I wanted season 3 to be about.
But I love that so much because it shows that duality, like what we was just talking about with my great-grandmother, and like, can't nobody tell me that the Lord didn't hear her prayer through that deal. Yeah. Because like, and so yes.
Yeah, it like, at my core, I am a Jesus lover. Yeah. Like, it is a part of who I am. I pray and I mean it, and I know that God is using me for so many things. And I believe that this platform is a part of what God is doing, because I can talk about where I've been and I can talk about where I want to go, but all of that includes God. All of that, where I've been, where I'm going, where I'm at right now, all of that includes God. Yeah, and so that's not something that I can get away from. Yeah. All right, we can talk down, baby. Baby. Okay. So now we are going to move on into our final segment, and this is where Our other guest may or may not come in.
Okay.
We don't know.
We don't know.
You just let me know, sister, if you want to show
Yeah.
up.
Sister Kleenex.
Yes, Sister K. Sister
K.
Okay. Something that I don't even know how I like even brought this topic to you, but something happened early part of this year, perhaps, where we were having a conversation and we got on the topic of church hurt. And I remember, because we've been friends for a long time, I remember when I came to your door and said grace and peace, and you hadn't been to church in like 6 months. And I'm like, what are you doing? What do you mean you haven't been to church? You of all people.
Yeah, all that talk we just did about, and I mean, when we was kids, we was in church before the sun came up, leaving after the sun went down. Then we'd be back on Tuesday for choir rehearsal, and on Wednesday for Bible study, and Friday prayer night. And so, that happened.
Ate, slept, everything that we did.
Yes.
Was at church. And then in the summertime, I had enough nerve to have to go to
Vacation Bible School. And guess what? Spring break too. And then guess what? When I got too old to go to Vacation Bible School, what they make me do? Teach it. I'm coming home from college in the summertime thinking, I'm okay. I don't have to do Vacation Bible School. Oh, we need you to come teach the vacation. Yeah.
And so after all of that, you
that
decided to turn in your choir robe.
Yes, I did.
You said, I actually shall not wear a crown when it's all over.
No, I shall wear a mimosa because brunch had become my church. I was having me a good old time every Sunday at the brunch house, not the church house. I had turned in the church house for the brunch house, baby.
I know that's right.
I was living my best life.
And how did you get there?
Jesus.
How did you get there? I feel like I should anchor it in some type of question, but I don't even know what the question is. So I guess the question is, how did you get there? Going from, close proximity to the pulpit via your grandparents, churches in your home, churches in you, even going away to school, you still were churching. It is part of the fabric of your life. And suddenly you just did it. And I remember being like, are you okay? I remember praying with you outside of your classroom. This is how churchy we are.
Literally.
Ain't no separation.
No,
of
church and state. Because when it's in you, it's in you. You can't separate that. Yes, we have done that.
I have prayed with this man outside of classroom 201 on the south side of Chicago.
Yes.
And so when the news was broke to me, when you broke the news that you had separated yourself from the church, I was befuddled. Yeah. And a part of me was like, how do I get some of that? Yeah. Because I'm ready to cut ties too. I just wasn't brave enough. But tell me that story.
Yes.
Tell me that story.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. Okay. So at that time I was experiencing church hurt, right? And what the hurt was for me was realizing, I can say this now, but obviously at the time that wasn't my perspective, but realizing that God's people are still people. Just like I'm not perfect, that lack of perfection. And I think that sometimes, like you said, when for PKs, we put them on pedestals. I think a lot of times, sometimes we put church people on pedestals, and we love to say well, that's not God-like, or that's not Christian-like, or that's not whatever. And I think it was a combination of that and also burnout, because even in my adult life, at the church that I had separated myself from, and am now back at for now almost 2 years now, almost. Which we could talk about the redemption story too, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there again all day on Sunday, rehearsals on Tuesdays, production meetings on Wednesdays, Bible study on Thursdays, and then back on Sundays.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like I had got to a point where I was like, what am I doing this? Like, what is actually really the point of all of this?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's everything going down in the house of God but God, right? And that's what you think and you feel. And I think that part of it is like your own true authentic experience, but part of it is the trick of the enemy too, which like we have to acknowledge that piece, right? And so like I can't say that there was like one specific thing or incident, but it was just kind of like I had gotten to a place where it was like I've been in church all my life. Now I got time for church games. And, conflict and getting into it with people and, hearing that this person said this about me or about this other person, but they smiling in their face and like all of the politics of church and church culture, the institution of church, I had just become completely over that. And what that manifested into for me was like, I don't need this. I'm good. I'm saved. I already confessed with my mouth and believed in my heart. So, hey, I'm good. Forsake the assembly of the saints. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be assembled right here by myself. And it was about 6 months, maybe even longer, before like I was at another church service that I would go to. Because the one thing about it is, like you said, like you won't depart from it. During that time, it would be times where I'm like, I need to just go and visit somebody's church. And then I found a church that I was consistently visiting. And I remember it was a night service, and I remember my friend like laying hands on me and being like, I don't know what this spirit is on you that you got against church, but it's coming off of you. And she broke that thing off of me. But I just had so much, we say church hurt, but it's really disappointment. I was really disappointed in some of the things that I was seeing from some of the people that I trusted or believed in the most. And I didn't know how to handle that disappointment. And also like the reality is like, I also felt like for that specific church, I had not given up, but like I had come against so much opposition to even be there, because the way that I grew up in church is like the church you're born in is the church you should die in.
Correct.
That church that I left and am now back at, I visited that church for a year and a half before I even joined, because I was so scared of disappointing my family at my home family church and leaving, but knowing that was where I was supposed to be. It had gotten to the point where like I was double tithing. I was giving my 10% to my family church, and before I was even a member, giving another 10% to that church, because I was like, I know that this is where I'm going to end up. I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. And I would get up and go to, they had a very early morning service before my family church. I would get up at, I'm not a morning person.
I do know that.
I early in the morning will I seek thee. That scripture was not about me. To be clear, okay. Me and God, we get it in the midnight hour. Okay, I'm the late in the midnight hour. I'm not the early in the morning.
Because that's when you're gonna turn it around.
Yeah, exactly. So what you praying for early in the morning? No, I'm just playing. But I would get up extra early to go to a 7:30 service before my church service at my family church, which started at like 11 or something, because that was where I felt fed and led, and where I needed to go in the next step of my journey. And when I finally did make the transition, I did receive pushback. I had conversations with my mother, who I love, and now years later she loves the church or whatever, and she fully supports me being there. But like there were conversations where I would have my mother, and like, you gonna leave your uncle? You gonna leave us? You gonna why this? Why? And so it became like I didn't put too much into this, And I ain't getting nothing out of this right now, so I'm just
Mm-hmm.
see y'all when I see y'all.
Yeah. And that's so bold.
Mm-hmm.
The forget the fear about like sex and love and
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The fear that is instilled in you that if you leave your family church or where your parents or grandparents
Mm-hmm.
believe that you are supposed to worship, you are wrong.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
shame
yes.
on you.
Growing up in church, like it, there is my grandfather, bless his heart. There is a church that to this day, and I've been there for like special events and stuff, where he used to like literally be like, "I forbid y'all to ever step foot in that church," and yeah, and you know, I think that it has something to do with that church being pastored by a woman. And you have to think about my church, my family's church, I should say, my home church, was founded in 1955 or something like that, right? So like we talking about the like antiquated notions of like who is worthy to be, used by God in what capacity, etc. So culturally, there's that, but like to this day, when I go to like a special event or a live recording there, like there's something in me that's like, ooh, he would be turning over in his grave if he knew I was sitting here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a real thing. Or even like, visiting churches. Like even we used to have the notion of, I got to ask your pastor, can you go visit this church? I got to ask your pastor, can you go, that again, that fear, and I don't necessarily feel like it was ill-intentioned, but the reality is like, that's insane.
That's dead ass wrong.
It's insane. Yeah.
Like, it's wrong.
Yeah. Even when I went away to college, like, again, I was born and raised in Church of God in Christ. Like, my uncle was my pastor at the time, and he was like, yeah, we got to find you a good culture church down there in New Orleans. It's like, the church I found ended up being a non-denominational church. And that was my first experience with a non-denominational church. And so for a while, I was even, like, nervous to tell them that, like, I had joined a non-denominational church away.
As if they could come down there.
As if they could do anything, right? But yeah, just that what you're indoctrinated with as you're growing and learning, in this experience. So, yeah, that was.
So, tell us the redemption story, because now you probably serving more in the same church that you.
I will honestly say I am not.
Okay.
And I think that even that goes to show like my own growth of realizing that, like, I think also there's like this not spoken, but like this silent belief of like, the more you serve and the more you do,
the closer you are to God.
The closer you are to God type thing, even at the expense of, I don't have no social life. Nobody want to date me. I don't have no time for myself and no time for fun because I'm always at church. Right. And not having that balance that I'm so grateful to have now. But so the redemption story. So essentially, the person that had disappointed me the most came and apologized. Like, it's that simple. They were able to, and they have a pretty high ranking position in the church, and so they came and owned their humanitarianism. Not humanitarianism. What am I saying? Their human nature. Yeah. And I think that for me, number one, I thought it would never happen, and number two, when it did happen, it really showed me that, like, God, you can do anything. Because the truth of the matter is, though I was angry, though I was disappointed, I was also sad and hurt. Like, I'm sure you can remember experiences where, like, I will come to work, like, I saw that person in Starbucks on the way to work. And I came to work and I was crying. Like, I was that toe up. It was like I don't like seeing your abuser on the street or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, and being like, and them kind of like, my experience of it was that they acted like nothing ever happened. It was like, oh, hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. Da, da, da. And I'm like, do we experience the same thing, the same situation? Well, you were part of that same last conversation that we had, like that type of thing. And so, I think just that allowed me to be like, you know what? If they can do that, I can forgive and move on, because I'm not perfect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that I was perfect while I was serving in ministry at the time before I took that break. You know, I had to come to some own self accountability for some things as well. And so I think that once I was able to get to that point, I was able to like submit myself back to, I started back visiting again. And then one Sunday, like I was like, I'm just going to join here in my seat. And I remember the Lord telling me like in that moment, like, nope, if you want to do this completely right and completely over, just like that person humbled themselves, you're going to get up out your seat. You're going to walk that aisle like you did the first time. And I did that. And I've been back since then. I think that'll be like maybe 3 years. I know it was like August when that happened. And I think I've been back serving for like 2 years now. So yeah. But I think I think that season had to happen because, again, going back into like knowing church versus knowing God, I don't think that I've ever been closer in that time. Like I remember like that hymn, you know, I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. Like my rock, my all of that. Like that I experienced that because I was not messing with church, but God would not let me go too far. And I was trying. Yeah. I did things and experienced things that I would have never experienced had I not taken that time away from church, because we were told not to. You know what I'm saying? We were admonished not to, really. And so I think I needed that. And I would never be allowed to go too far. You know what I'm saying? I met people in places that I would have never met. And my mind was changed about a lot of people too, because there would be people that was different that weren't raised in church that had become my friends. And I was like, oh, you're actually a good person. Absolutely. And then sometimes you're actually more kind than the people that I go to church with. But in my mind, if you ain't born and raised in church, if you ain't going to church every Sunday, then you don't have that connection. You don't have that you don't have all of those things. And so that was a very interesting time in my life. But the thing is, anytime that church hurt or church disappointment happens, like that's when we have to separate, like, for sure, the people from the source. You know, so yeah. Wow.
And I guess we've never, like, although I knew that you were going through stuff with church, I knew that you weren't going to church and all of that. I remember that season of your life, and I just remember being so curious, like, what could have possibly happened? Because to be quite honest and quite frank, we take a lot of bullshit from the church. So when you stopped going, I said, oh, your cup runneth over.
Yeah. It had runneth out. my cup had runneth out. Yeah. Yeah.
So it just was like very like shocking to me, because I'm like, Richard isn't going to church at all. And that's how we know each other. Like, we're connected through church and ministry and all of those things. Yeah. And so I can only imagine how many people have had a story similar to yours and don't get an opportunity to talk about it, or they never get that apology. they never get the redemption story, and they live on with this church hurt forever because the person or the people, and I like how you said it, it's not just church hurt, it's disappointment.
It's disappointment. Yeah.
And sometimes the disappointment is worse.
Yes. And if I'm being completely honest, I also remember when I first went back, I said, okay, I'm just going to be a bench member now. I'm not doing no serving no more. Then as fate would have it, end up back serving, because how could you grow up like how we did and not be active or serve or whatever? Sure. And there were times and moments, especially in the beginning of that, where the enemy would try to take me back, test my forgiveness, test my progress, and I just have to literally pray like, Lord, let me love being in church again. Let me enjoy this again. Because I don't want to turn around and go back out the door, because at the end of the day, I'm still human, I'm still flesh. For sure. Right? And I also remember like one Sunday where I was having like those types of feelings. I'm serving, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I here? These people, getting on my nerves. Somebody made me mad, probably in a parking lot or something, whatever. And one of the girls on the ministry that I serve with, who is very prophetic, she came up to me after worship and was like, God said, release that. You're still holding on to that. You have to release that. You have to forgive them. You have to move on. You have to let it go. And the crazy thing is, that had connected to me because during the time when I had left, there was a Bible study that I would go to every now and then. And one of the nights after the Bible study, they had like a prayer line. And I ended up getting up and getting in the line for prayer. And the lady started prophesying to me. And she was like, do not become what you hate or what has hurt you. And I was like, huh? Like, girl, you don't know, like, what you... And then she started saying, like, the hurt that you're experiencing is because the person who hurt you has become or is taking on characteristics. Something like, I can't remember exactly how she worded it, but she was basically saying, like, they are acting like the person that hurt them. So don't you take this and become what has hurt you. And so that's why I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. I forgiveness is hard. And even if we take all of the church stuff away, just forgiving someone who has hurt or disappointed you, someone that you look up to, someone that you trust. And it doesn't have to be someone that's above you, so to speak. It can be someone that's lateral. And
somebody that you are the leader of too. All of that.
That forgiveness is hard, but forgiveness is so freeing. It's so freeing. And when we get to a place to where we like true forgiveness, we say like, fuck it, I'm not gonna talk about it no more. I'm not gonna deal with it no more. And that's not forgiveness. No, that's avoidance.
That's avoidance. That's moving past it. That's all. But that's not forgiveness.
No, it's not. And forgiveness takes time.
And it's going to be tested.
Oh, yes.
Repeatedly.
Yes. It takes time. It takes strength. And you cannot have fear when it comes to forgiveness. You can't say like, well, I guess I'll forgive you, but I'm just so scared that you're going to do it again. Like true forgiveness is saying, I surrender this hurt. I surrender this disappointment. I am moving forward. I am moving on, and I am moving forward. Yeah. And that is hard because it's just hard. We're just humans. Yeah. It's easier to be mad.
Yeah. And I am a grudge holder.
Yes.
I have to, let me tell you something. I am, because I'm the type of person, and you know this to be true, like I genuinely love and care about people. Yes. And I try to do right by people. So when somebody does not reciprocate that to me, I feel like I got to get you.
Yeah. Richard got me once.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't even do nothing.
I forgot about that. I didn't even
do nothing to this man. He blocked me on Facebook for a substantial amount of time. I woke up one morning and suddenly my print partner, my friend, my confidant, my moral compass.
But you weren't blocked in real life. And that'd be the thing.
Might as well.
That'd be the thing for me. Because usually, if you blocked on my phone or you blocked on my social media, you don't exist anymore. You blocked in real life too. And I have literally had, in church, somebody come up to me and try to speak, and I said, you don't exist. Go away from me with this.
Yes.
You know, like whatever. Yeah, but you have to break that story down because
I'm going to forgive.
Thank you.
And I actually have forgiven. It wasn't that big of a deal.
No.
It's just funny to bring it up because I know it makes Richard incredibly uncomfortable.
And
it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
But he had the audacity. So now every time that our Facebook friendship comes up, you and Richard have been friends for 3 years. Really? That's it, huh? That's it. Me and Richard been friends for 3 years, and I every year.
Come on.
I hope it comes up tomorrow.
Come on.
Every time it comes up, I share it on Facebook.
You really do,
and I'm like,
yeah,
because
a couple of years. Because one time, in my defense, I had blocked everybody we worked with.
Like completely wiped us all out.
Yeah, I said,
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's so funny because even like, I don't know if you remember my first year, like we were school and stuff, but like I was not trying to make friends that were, I used to be one of the, like, I ain't got no friends at the job house. No, I ain't, and it just,
and that's from growing up in church.
That's
you
growing up in church.
And you're not permitted to trust a soul unless they come across that threshold of that church every Sunday.
Saying, what must I do to be saved?
Other than that, there's no trust. You don't go out with your coworkers. You don't do, and it's like they act like church people are the only people in the world. You're in the world, not of the world. Well, I feel pretty of the
that's
world.
That's why we ain't winning the world.
Yeah, that's for episode 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Richard, I want to thank you for coming and sharing. This has been so stupendous. I don't even know how long we've been on here. We've been on here for a long time, but it's been worth it.
Yeah.
Time
flies when you're having fun with friends.
When you're having fun with friends. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. You can find me, Rhonda on the Rocks, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of the things. Follow the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube if you have not. And until next time, bye.
Bye.
Now come sit down, come and let me holler at you. Come talk the real with a certified yapper. Conversations about the latest and the greatest in the world. We can talk about that man, or you can tell me about old girl. Got a secret, hey, don't lay it on me. You need a friend, I'll be your big homie. Let's take a sip and talk it out. Therapy without the couch on the